What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video from myself, Ehsan Khan. Welcome to my channel, and if you have not subscribed, then make sure that you do subscribe. Firstly, I just want to thank everyone who has sent me a DM, who has sent me a private message to say thanks for the content that I've been putting out, and it is based on your comments, your responses, your feedback that I make more videos to help answer your recruitment questions. So today's video is all about increasing your response rate when it comes to your emails, and whether that's cold emails or warm emails. This video is going to give you 6 reasons or 6 tips to help you increase your cold email response. Before we get into this video, make sure that you subscribe, you like this video, and you leave a comment with a question that this video might have come up with, some feedback, or maybe a war story on something that you've had a success with and you want to share it with people. Whatever it might be, make sure that you leave it in the comments below, and let's get into this video. So number 1, the first thing that you should do if you want to increase the response rate that you get on your cold emails is to firstly make sure that the person that you're emailing is relevant. If the person that you're emailing is relevant, that means that the message that you are sending is going to resonate with them at some level. At some level, this is going to resonate with them, and straight off the bat, number 1, they will know that at least this person knows what they're doing, at least this person knows what we're doing, and at least this person knows how to actually communicate with me effectively. They might ignore you, they might not respond to you, but the first thing you've got to do is make sure that who you're selling to is relevant for what you're selling. That's number 1. If it's somebody who's not relevant, if it's someone who does not do the thing that you're trying to sell, say for example, you're sending a project manager to a logistics company looking for drivers, and the hiring manager that you send it to is the head of drivers, and you're sending a project manager to them, they're going to look at this and say, why am I being spammed? Why is my time being wasted? Why is this person wasting my time? Block or delete or whatever, filtered into another spam box, which they'll never see again. So that's why it's really important to make sure that the email that you're sending is relevant to the person that you're sending it to. Number 2, now let's get into it. You've got the right hiring manager, you've got the right product that you want to send to this person. So how do we increase our cold email response? So let's look at the subject line first. What you want to do is you want to be very, very specific in the subject line email, and you want to be informative with that as well. So let me give you an example. This is something that I do all the time. So say for example, I'm hiring for mechanical design engineers, and I'm sending such engineers to engineering managers or design managers. What I'll do is I'll think to myself, is this list broad or is it quite specific? And again, if you've been watching and following my other videos, you'll know that the model that I teach, the recruiting model that I teach, is known as the VMS model, the vertical market specialist model. So that means you pick a specific niche, a specific vertical market, and for want of an easier phrase, a specific job title, and you become the expert within that one thing. Now, what you'll find in doing this is that even in that one thing, there are going to be many different types of skills and experience that fit different types of roles. So if we take the example again of engineers, mechanical design engineers, a mechanical design engineer can make many different things. They can design many different things. Most of the things that you're seeing, that you're feeling and touching, has been designed by a product design engineer or an industrial design engineer or a mechanical design engineer. So let's take the example of machinery. So there's many companies that make machinery, and one mechanical design engineer who designs lamps, as an example, can't necessarily design machines. They might be able to learn it, but they can't do it straight away. And of course, as recruitment consultants, your job is to find the best candidates with the most relevant skill sets for your hiring managers. So first of all, is the list that I'm emailing broad, or is it specific, or am I emailing a specific person individually? Then what you want to do is think about the type of skill sets that you're sending this email to. Those hiring managers, what do they actually do? What do they recruit for? What skills do they need, and what do they make? And you want to make sure that the subject line is specific as much as you can be to those lists. So again, I want to give some real examples of this. If you are doing a mass email through your CRM system or something like GMass, you want to look, how broad is this list? Do I know what this person does other than the skill set that I've added them there for? And if that's the case, then you want to keep it specific but broad. So let's give you an example. If I'm sending a mail shot out to my whole list of managers who are design managers, and I'm not caring too much about what CAD package or what type of product that they're making is, then I'll just put in the subject line, mechanical design engineer, 5 years of experience. I might put in a few of their skill sets that they have. So some of the CAD packages that they use, some of the companies that they might have worked for in the past, and I might emphasize on the geographical location, because surely I'm sending this person to people that are local to where they live or somewhere where they're looking to relocate to. So I would emphasize on those points. And now imagine sitting there at your desk as a design manager or as any type of hiring manager, and you see that this person is actively looking, you can see the skill sets, and it sparks your interest to say, hey, that's going to be something that is of interest to me. And again, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get them to open your email, you're trying to get them to read your email, and you're trying to get them to respond to you as well. So this is a fantastic way for you to be able to increase your open rate. And in some of the other points following this, we'll talk about what to actually include on your email message to make sure that you do get a response back as well. And just to give another example of this, you might want to say, if you're doing healthcare, you might say nurses or 3 nurses looking for care homes in the southeast, right? And you're sending this to a list of care homes in the southeast. The people that look at that can say, well, hey, we're a care home, we're in the southeast, and there's 3 nurses that are looking, and if they are looking themselves, then they will open that as well. So that's why it's very powerful. That's why it should be the subject line should be as relevant to the person that you're emailing as possible. And you can do the same thing on the flip side with your candidates by saying 3 healthcare companies or 3 care homes in the southeast looking for nurses, and you send that email out to all of your nurses. Now that's going to be very, very powerful because you want to stand out, and that is exactly how you stand out, by making things relevant. No gimmicks, no tricks, just make things relevant. Number 3, the third way for you to increase the open rate of your emails is, again, we're talking about the subject line of the email here. So in number 2, we were talking about how to make it relevant and specific. Number 3 is all about making the subject line of your email polarizing or provocative. Now, in some circles, this is known as clickbait, but we're not really looking for clickbait, but the same logic, the same idea is happening here. Okay, and when you look at, for example, a headline of a newspaper, it's going to say something really polarizing or provocative to goad you into reading the rest of the article, to goad you into opening it up and seeing, what is this video? What is this email? What is this article? That is the point of clickbait. So you do need to be very careful when you're doing something like this, because if you are too polarizing, if you are on the borderline of being insulting, then that's obviously not going to work. It's going to work against you. Now, I want to give some examples of this because this is extremely powerful. And when I first started this brand working within the technology industry, the first breakthrough that I had was using a provocative subject line email. And I'll tell you exactly what that subject line email was. And you have to really think about the mindset of the people that are receiving this email. So I sent an email saying, the best such and such developer, so the type of developer that I recruit for, the best such and such developer is on the market and wants to work for you. That's what I wrote. And I sent that out to a list of hiring managers that hire for that type of developer. So I've now said the best. And the reason why the best is polarizing or provocative, well, it's because to be polarizing means to have, it creates an opinion. It allows people to have an opinion. and you're giving your opinion by saying the best. This is the best. And you're sending it to people who are also of that skill set and of that talent. So you're kind of saying that this person is better than you, Mr. Hiring Manager, or this person is better than anybody else in your team. So that's why it's polarizing, because they will want to look at this person and say, well, hold on a second. Who is this person that so-and-so is calling the best? And I can guarantee that not many people are using these type of polarizing subject lines in their emails. This is something that I've done. It was something that I thought of and kind of did out of desperation almost, that I just really wanted to nail this market. I wanted to crack into this market as quickly as possible. Now, a caveat to that is the fact that the person that I was sending is genuinely one of the best, maybe not even in the country, one of the best in the world in this particular field. And I know this because this technology that I'm recruiting for is only 5 or 6 years old. And this person has 5-6 years of experience within this. They've been engineering leads and engineering managers and directors of large-scale blue-chip organizations focused on this technology. So I knew that he was good. So don't do this if somebody's just average. Don't do this if somebody is okay or good. This is really for someone who is, cream of the crop. You've got a golden candidate. You've seen that this candidate is fantastic. They are amazing. And if you are a specialist in the market that you are working and operating within, you will know who is a good candidate and who is not a good candidate. So when you do have these candidates, you really, really want to get them out there, and you want people to just open these emails and see what it is you have to offer. So that is tip number 3, polarizing and provocative subject line emails. Caveat, disclaimer, be careful with it. It is super, super powerful, but could work for you or could work against you. So just be mindful of that. Tip number 4 is to take the guesswork out of the email that you're sending to the person that you're sending it to. So what I see a lot of people doing is they'll have a random subject line email, something like, we would like to work with you, or their recruitment company provides this, and no one really cares. But let's say they get past that and they actually now get into the email. Then when they see the email, what does the email contain? The email just contains a sell. It just says, hey, we are this company, I do this, we would really love to work with you, give us some roles, here's some CVs. Okay, maybe not as crude as that, but just in general, that's what the content is. There's nothing for the person who you're sending it to. And again, in the Money Making Academy, we talk about different sales techniques, tips, and advice for you to be able to have structured emails. And I give you that structure of emails for literally, this is how you start, this is what your next line is, this is what your third line is, this is what your fourth line is, etc. There you go, and you just input and plug in the relevant keywords for your market and your business. So that's something that we do in the Money Making Academy. However, if you're not part of that yet, then this is a good introduction into that thought and mind frame, where you want to take the guesswork out for your prospects, for your candidates, for your clients. And we're speaking more specifically about clients here, because I think that's where the challenge is for most people. So what I mean by this is, you want to, in the body of your email, you want to do your sell. So imagine you are on the phone speaking to a hiring manager, speaking to this hiring manager, and you have 3 or 4 CVs that you want to sell. Quick disclaimer, quick caveat. If you're not prepared with CVs that are relevant for the person that you're speaking to, then don't speak to them. Because there's no need in just contacting somebody without actually showing product. It's one thing, just think about this. If you send an email saying, we would love to work with you, we always find these type of candidates, please let us know what type of candidates that you would like and we'll get them across to you. That makes more work for me as the hiring manager. I have to tell you, okay, this. However, think about this one. If I receive an email and that email says, we know you're looking, we know that you look for this type of people, and here are 3 CVs of people with these skill sets that I know you look for, that are looking for work right now, and they're local to you. Much, much more powerful. You're not promising them anything. You're actually delivering them everything on your first email. Now, this is what I want to talk about, the guesswork. So even once you've done that, you want to include a blurb of each of the CVs that you're sending. You want to actually show that these are the reasons, these are the skills that this candidate has, that has made me think that I should add it to the CV and send it to you. So you can, for example, say a nurse with experience working within healthcare companies in the Southeast. They've worked in hospitals as well as care homes, and they have excellent care when it comes to a particular segment of care homes. Okay, and then you can do that for each of the candidates that you put on across there. I'll give you an easy one for myself as someone who's done engineering for a long time, is to say, for example, mechanical design engineer, they've got experience with SolidWorks, they've worked on special purpose machinery, they've got experience with electromechanical engineering and enclosures, and they are looking for this salary and they're based in this location, they've got a 4-week notice, or you can say they're immediately available, etc., etc. So do you see what I'm saying here? You are putting in the email what you would probably be asked about on the phone call. So if the manager was to speak to you, they'd say, why have you sent me the CV? And you would tell them, I've sent the CV for this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason. Okay, what's the salary they're looking for? They're looking for this salary and they're based in this location. What's their notice period? This is their notice period. So you're taking all of that conversation and you're just putting in email straight away for them. So they don't need to come back to you, because when people have to come back to you, that's extra work for them, that's extra thought, and people just can't be bothered. They have very, very busy lives, very, very busy jobs, and they're just going to go with the people that they either know and trust and they've worked with before, or they're going to go with someone who has taken out the work for them and is actually providing value to them. Number 5 is all about giving a good reason. Giving a good reason means why I'm actually emailing you. I need to give you a good reason for why I'm emailing you. So let's say they've opened the email up now and they've got the email in front of them. You want to make sure that you're giving them a specific reason for your email to them that will resonate with them, that will make them want to read more. So very simply, very easily, something that you could do is, the reason for my email is because I saw that you're recruiting for a new project manager. The reason for my email is because I understand that you've just lost one of your nurses. The reason for my email is because I'm going to be in that area meeting with your competitor, and it would be great to sit down with you as well. So whatever the reason is for your email, you want to tell your prospect that this is the reason for my email. If it's a candidate, the reason for my email is because I'm hiring for these positions, and it would be great to find out a bit more about yourself and whether it would be of interest to you. The skill sets really do match up with what your background is. So you want to give people a reason, and when they have that reason, they will continue to read. And in at number 6. So this whole video has been about how to increase the open rate and how to increase the responses from your emails. Now, everything that I've told you up until now, points 1 through to point 5, are going to be very powerful for you in being able to do that. But there's one thing that if you don't have in your emails, it might be the reason for you not getting a response back quickly or at all. Now, what is that? That thing that I'm talking about is called a call to action. CTA, call to action. And a call to action is your way of telling the person who you're speaking to how you want them to respond to you. So you are actually guiding them and teaching them and telling them what you want their behavior to be at the end of this email. So let's give an example for this. If you were just to write an email and say, here's CVs, kind regards, okay? What do you want me to do with that information? That is the question that hiring managers will ask themselves. Now, there's a really important reason why you should add a call to action. Many of you might sit there and think, well, obviously, if a recruiter sent me emails and they've added CVs and they've said the reason for my emails because you're hiring right now, obviously they would respond if it's relevant to them. Well, actually, even though that's an obvious thought, that might not actually be the case. That might not actually be true. And the other thing with that as well is the fact that some people might just procrastinate and think, okay, well, I'll get back to them later. What a call to action does is it just says to them, get back to me as soon as possible if you'd like to set up interviews. And then you can add some more context to that by saying, get back to me as soon as possible if you'd like to interview any of these candidates. They have interviews at other companies this week. And if you don't want to lose out on them, then we need to get them in with you this week so that they can make a decision. So you want to give a call to action. Let me know, get back to me. What time is best for you to interview these candidates? Just be very assumptive. That's called an assumptive close when you say something like, what is the best time to set up this interview? Because you're assuming that it's already a positive. But anyway, guys, that is the video. Those are 6 ways for you to increase your cold email response. And I know those of you who are going to use this information and utilize it within their business are going to get amazing results. And I really hope that 2021 is your year. This should be the year that you break through all of your barriers, break through all your limiting beliefs, break through all of your personal best when it comes to billings. And I want to help you along that journey. And if you want my structured, guided help through my coaching program, where I help you to learn how to create a 5-figure per month income for your recruitment business with consistency and predictability, then make sure that you book a call with me down below using the link ehsankhan.com/call. You can book a call with me. We can have a chat with myself about your business and about the coaching program and how it can help you to achieve the goals that you're looking to set up for yourself in 2021, and how it can help you to change your life and create 5 figures every single month through your recruitment business. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who shares, likes, comments, subscribes. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to do that now, and I'll see you in the next video. Again, just as an ending to this, if you have any questions, if you have any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comments below or send me a DM on Facebook.